what's up everyone? It's me, your girl Jeray, and I'm coming to you live from my bedroom at approximately 11:46, 45, somewhere around there, p.m. I can't sleep, so I decided to film and kind of go through my experience of what I'm feeling right now. So, as you guys know, I took the bar in July, and the results come out tomorrow, and I am a nervous wreck. Like, I think it's kind of hard to understand fully what it feels like unless you've taken the bar and had to sit and wait for your results. It's nerve-wracking because so much is riding on it for me, and I just wanted to do well. And I find out whether or not I did enough tomorrow, so I can't sleep. So I decided to film. Bar prep is a period of about 2.5 months where you have to go back and you have to refresh, sometimes learn for the first time, some subjects that will be tested on the bar. The Florida bar is a 2-day test. The first day is 6 hours. There's a AM session and a PM session. During the AM session, you are answering 3 essay questions. You have 3 hours to answer those 3 essay questions, and these 3 essay questions can be on a variety of subjects, and you are not aware of what subject you are writing on until you get in that room. Then during the afternoon session on day 1, you have 100 multiple choice questions, basically on Florida law. Then we have day 2, another 6-hour exam. The AM session is 100 multiple choice questions, and then day 2 is another 100 multiple choice questions. And it's grueling. 6-hour days. It's a lot. Bar prep was really challenging. I don't think there are words that I could use to describe what it was like, unless it's a shared experience, but I'm gonna try. I've never felt so lonely. I know it sounds dramatic, but seriously, I've never felt as lonely and as inadequate, like mentally and academically, as I did during bar prep. Like, really and truly, it was really hard. I would get up every day around 8 a.m. and I would start my day off with a lecture, a 3-hour to 4-hour lecture about a subject that might be tested. Not will, but might be tested. And then after that, I would take notes, and then I would make flashcards by hand about all the important rules and restatements and definitions and applications from the lecture that I just viewed. I had thousands of flashcards all over my house, all over my living room, all over my bedroom. It was intense. After I would do my lecture and my flashcards, the next thing I would do is I would do practice multiple choice questions. I tried to do 100 a day. Sometimes I did a little bit less. Most times I did a little bit more, but that was my goal every day, to do 100 multiple choice questions a day. And the crazy thing about the multiple choice questions are, at first, when you first start doing it, it's so demoralizing because you get a lot wrong. And you're like, did I even go to law school? Like, did I even learn anything when I was there? How am I getting all these questions wrong? And like, when I would see that percentage, like my percentage was like so low in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I wasted 3 years of my life. I'm an idiot. I'm going to fail this. What am I doing? Why did I even just think I could do this? I've always been confident, but my lack of confidence during bar prep was astounding. Like, I didn't even recognize myself some days. So anyway, after 100 multiple choice questions, I would then do practice essays, which is also a lot as well. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, like, you have children. Where were your children during all this? And that's a great question. I am so blessed because I have amazing parents who live very close to me. And there was no way that I could commit to the grueling schedule that I created for myself if I was trying to be a full-time mommy. And that was the hardest thing for me to do, is to remind myself that, girl, like, I know you like to think that you're a superwoman, but there's no way that you can do this all. You need help. And that was one of the first things that I had to release and say, I cannot be a full-time mommy and study full-time for the bar. So I talked to my parents, and they graciously agreed to have my kids move in with them throughout the whole period of bar prep. Thankfully, it was when school was out of session, it was summer vacation, so it wasn't like they had to do a lot of drop-offs and pickups and things of that nature. And it was just basically, keeping them healthy, calm, and safe for the period that I was away from them. And that was hard. It was really hard because my girls are my life. So being away from them and not being able to do all the fun things that we normally do, and missing moments like teeth falling out, and it was really, really hard. And I would go over to my parents' house and just spend time with them, and there were times where I would have to say goodbye and they would start to cry, and I just felt like the worst mother, because I'm like, man, my kids really miss me, I really miss them, and if I don't pass this test, all that separation will be for nothing. And I was just putting so much pressure on myself. I would cry a lot. I would have days where things didn't go the way that I thought they would go, or where I felt like I didn't do enough, or I wasn't scoring high enough, and I would just lie in my bed, pull the covers over me, and cry. And it was a lot. I didn't recognize myself some days because I try to be a very strong person, and I felt weak a lot of the times. I really did. I felt like I was a weaker version of myself, and I didn't recognize myself. One of the things they repeated at my school a lot was trust the process, and that I had to do. So to make a long story short, from 8 to 8, every single day, I prepped and I prepped. I cried and I prayed, and then I prepped some more. And then the day of the test finally came, and then it was do or die. So I'm in the elevator. I just left my room. I'm about to take day one of the bar. I don't know how I feel. I have a cry ball in my throat. I feel like crying, but I'm trying not to. I'm just gonna get to my car. I'm super early so that I can pray and relax in my car before I have to go. This is honestly the weirdest feeling. I'm scared, but I'm trying to trust God. I have so many people praying for me. I have so many people that believe in me. And I think that's part of the pressure as well, because I don't want to disappoint people. A lot of people sacrificed and invested in this, and I don't want to be a disappointment. My girls, they really didn't see me all summer, and I don't want to disappoint them and have to take this again. I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm trying to remember that whatever it is will be. And yeah, I just gotta go in there and get this done. And that's all I can do is get it done. So yeah, day one. So it is day 2 of the Florida bar. Yesterday I was literally a complete mess. It's hard to describe how scary it is sometimes, because you put all this work in, you spend the last 3 years of your life, you put things on hold, and then there's this test that tells you if you can really cross the finish line or not. And I know graduation was a big deal, and I'm proud of myself for graduating, because so many people did not even make it that far. But this is like the last hurdle, and it's like a huge hurdle. And yeah. So today I feel much better. I had a better night's sleep, which I think helped. Yeah, it's in God's hands. Whatever is to happen is happening already. I'm trusting God for Him to have His will in my life, and I'm trusting and believing that God withholds no good thing. So I'm taking all those reminders that I have in my head, and I'm using it to trust and believe that God has my back, and I will be granted favor. And that is really what I'm praying for. At this point, the worst that can happen is that you fail, and you learn what to do next time. You learn how to do it better. So I went in there and I took the test. But we will find out how I did tomorrow. And oh God. I'm literally trying not to cry. It's just so much. I like play it off, and like it doesn't bother me. It would really, really bother me if I fail. I don't want to fail. I really do want to pass, and it's out of my hands. It's something I can do now, but wait. So I'm gonna sign off now. Hey, what's up everyone? I told you guys that I was gonna come back on and tell you what my results were. I really did need time to like wrap my head around what the results were. I was all over the place emotionally, and I didn't want to film like that. I know I'm trying to be transparent, but it was so fast, and I was, just needed that time to make it make sense to me first. So today's Friday, almost 4 days later, but I had to come on real quick before I get out and start running errands to tell you guys that me, your girl, officially passed the Florida bar. Yes! All glory and honor to God. I mean, I am still shocked and amazed because it's nobody but God. I had a lot of obstacles going into this thing. I didn't really want to talk a lot about it because I don't want to give power to the negative, but there were a lot of obstacles. And I am just so grateful that God is continuing to bless my life, and he is continuing to work in and through me. And I give him all the glory and all the praise because I know it's not my own strength. It is him. It's truly him. I've been celebrating. I've been just, enjoying this moment of accomplishment. This has been a dream of mine for so long, to help women, especially women that were in my situation, not only with their custody or divorce issues, but to help them realize that the end of a marriage, the end of a relationship, a down moment in your life, that's not it. There's always something after. And I want to be a shining example of that. So I'm just so thrilled and I'm humbled by this opportunity to do that. Yesterday we took our oath of admission, and I tried to film during that as well, but I can't explain how crazy it has been. But I think I have a couple of photos from that, so I'll try to upload it as I'm talking about it. I didn't expect to get emotional, but I did. When we were reading out the oath, it made me emotional because I'm like, wow, this is going to be my job. Like, really and truly, this is my job. So I did get emotional. I needed a 272 combined score to pass. So 136 in each section. 136, 136, 272, right? So I was like, I don't want to shoot for a 272 because I feel like that's too close to comfort, So I said 280. God, just give me a 280. So I have this as my screensaver. I wrote this down everywhere. Every time I was studying and I got tired and I was getting frustrated, I would write out the number 280. I prayed on that number. I wrote that number down multiple times. When I got my paperwork, I saw my combined score. Guess what my combined score was? 280. God is amazing, okay? God is so amazing. He is so purposeful, and he literally took the desires of my heart and made it come to pass. Not just passing, but passing in the way that I said I wanted to pass. Y'all can't tell me that God is not good. Even at your lowest, if you give it to God and if you turn it over to God, he will rearrange, transform, elevate. I mean, he can do it all. And I just hope if there's anything that you get from this channel or anything that you get from me, is that God is amazing. God is so awesome. God is so good. And when you really put your all into what you're doing and you really trust him with every little thing that you have, he can turn it around. And I don't want to get emotional because I've been crying so much, but I feel it coming, because when I think about all that I had to go through these past 3 years and how every single thing that was thrown at me, it didn't serve as a distractor. It didn't serve as a thing that knocked me down. It served as something that pushed me to go even harder. And I'm just so grateful. I'm full of gratitude and I'm full of gratefulness because God is so amazing. And he uses everything. He uses good, he uses bad, he uses the downright ugly to change and transform your life. And I know that the road is not always gonna be easy, but I know just from this experience, just from these last 3 years, I know that if I put my trust in God, and if I live for him, and if I work, I don't have to worry about anything because my God is awesome. He is good. So thank you guys so much for joining my journey this far. And I'm gonna try to do some more. I'm gonna try to show you guys what it's like to lawyer, but all that. So later, bye.